I'm Zelnus. Or Zelnus TV in chat. One of the two. This is Mr. Bunny 0123. Or apparently Mr. Bunny 01102 according to the layout, so that's kind of confusing because there's different numbers.
Yeah. The layout was my old Discord name thing, whatever, so.
Yeah. Well, you know, normally in these tournaments, we can usually have like a bit of a reprieve to like joke around while the run gets started, but in Mario Odyssey, the game just kind of is like, nah, you have to do like the fastest movement technique within the first 30 seconds. So, roll in, which you'll see them do throughout the run, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
It's if you're going vertical for like more than like 2 feet, it's fastest to just roll. Because we can quick roll by shaking the controller. These runners pretty much synced. They'll probably be synced for the first bit at this quality. Maybe different ways to clear this bridge here. There isn't really too much like trick-wise here. There's no real sequence break or skip to Cap Kingdom. So we are going to see them basically shape their controller again to get higher jumps. In the run, we'll be capturing different guys, this time a frog, but basically shaking your controller in this game will always give you a better ability than what you can normally do. Oh no, Vallu dropping at the top of that. Gonna use the backup, which is a little slower. That's unfortunate.
That is.
It is faster to do it the way he did it, but you do run the risk of bopping if you don't get it right. It's a pretty hard trick.
Oh yeah.
But as you can see, even with that bop, it's not too far behind. Topper, very self-explanatory boss. Just hit him 3 times. Bop on him. Bop on his hat. Boom, boom.
So far, not a bad catching by both of them. That was pretty good, besides just the thing by Vallu there. But yeah. Pretty solid.
Yeah. There will always be problems throughout the run. It doesn't really matter. I've seen people lose in Cap, but then come ahead, like in Cascade alone sometimes. Because there's a much worse bop that you can do here with no backup. So, it's not like the bop Vallu had, which he really only lost the time falling. If you bop at the net speed bop here, you're going to lose probably like 20 seconds. So, Cascade is going to show off why this game is kind of just fundamentally broken, rather than like broken in a glitch sense. We will skip an extremely large portion of Cascade Kingdom that the game expects you to go through. I guess this game doesn't expect you to do anything, but it does. It is a part that you're supposed to naturally do.
Oh yeah.
So we'll be grabbing this dinosaur, which obviously Nintendo wanted us to do. It's right there. It's sleeping. I mean, they teased it in the trailer. But we're not going to go rampaging through. We're just going to use them on a trampoline. Which is funny in concept and in how we use it.
Oh, yeah. Best thing in the game right here.
Yeah, so we just skipped a 2D section. We skipped a platforming section. We skipped, I think, a cutscene or 2. Probably a power moon? Like, and it's like, it comes up to like 2 minutes. And then this boss, Akra and Vallu, both executed that phenomenally.
Damn.
Yeah, within a second now. Vallu,
they're both so close, yeah.
Yeah, Vallu is like literally a few frames behind at this point.
I would say like 0.25 a second. I have no idea.
I hope that guy who argued with me about them being called Grand Moons is watching right now. Come on, it's called Grand Moons. They're not multi-moons. That's a dumb name.
No, even better, they're bananas. They're triple bananas.
They're bananas.
Yep. I mean, they look like bananas, so why not?
Well, only on some of the worlds. I don't think I want. Yeah, only on like this world and like really just this world.
I had a debate one time because I kept calling the moons bananas throughout the entirety of the runs. And they're like, but this isn't a banana because it's blue. I'm like, well, you see, when you get a blueberry and a banana, those together, it's great. They are literally like so close together. This is actually insane right now.
Like I was saying earlier, I wish I could say, I wish this impressed me, but after seeing people literally stay synced from the time they hit the wire to go to the samurai shop in Bowser's Kingdom until the second hit in the re-topper fight, it's scary. These runners are so good and so evenly matched in Odyssey right now. Like, pretty much anybody who has a sub 110 time in a race setting probably will be playing almost completely the same and even. Except for Sand Kingdom, because this place is variable at best. Although I think we finally have a route. It only took like months to get a proper route here, timed out, and then we found Sphinx Skip, and it took like another month.
Oh yeah.
And for people who wonder why runners opt to usually skip the checkpoints in these runs, it actually, some runners say, like, screws up their rhythm. I guess maybe there might be like a little bit of lag when you hit a checkpoint, but it's understandable. Just you don't need it anyway. Also, I always like to think the reason that we skipped since is because we really just couldn't remember what the answer to the question was in Japanese.
I mean, for Sphinx clip in this one, or like Sphinx in general, you literally just have to spam the A button mainly, because it's the top answer for this one. So that's why we routed this in the first place, I believe, before. But now that we found out with Sphinx clip, that you can just grab like 2 moons like in the span of a really short time, and we just do that instead. So
yeah,
I wonder if they're gonna do it though in this.
I've seen most runners in these higher level matches do it. I mean, we're seeing them go for like advanced techniques here. Although Akra bopping a lot in sand right now, and that bop is pretty costly because it does mean that he loses a bob-omb. Or sorry, bullet bill.
Bullet bill did blow up, yeah.
Which does lose a bit of time.
I think it wastes 5 seconds.
Yeah, it takes a while for those guys to respawn, and you do need them. Also, I passed by my favorite moon, the one where you stomp sheep. Hey, Vallu, going for the skip. So, do you want to explain how this works?
Space flip?
Yeah.
Sure. Basically, there's a certain like part behind the Sphinx of where the collision between you and the wall is a bit like broken in a way, I guess. I don't know exactly how to explain that part, but basically, if you do a ground pound roll and then like, you ground pound, roll, and then throw Cappy like basically in like half a frame to like a frame almost. It's like ridiculous on the timing of that. And basically what it allows you to do is it allows you to get in between like a little small gap behind the Sphinx, and then as soon as Mario like basically like pops back up almost, the Sphinx pushes him through the wall. So that's a basic explanation of basically what happens. So,
and if you're wondering why they're able to just pop back into the inbounds, generally in games, walls are only programmed to prevent you from moving through them one way for two reasons. One, if they miss something and you accidentally do get out of bounds, it's a lot more frustrating if you're literally unable to get back in. So most walls are only programmed one way. The other reason is, well, yeah, that they probably intentionally coded. The other reason is there's a good chance that room isn't coded the same as other rooms in the game because it's not expecting you to ever get into that part. So. You'll see that in a lot of games where walls will be one directional.
Oh yeah.
Heck, in 2D games, sometimes walls are just like weird floors. Shoutouts to Link to the Past. Yeah, that was very clean kingdoms from both of them. They are just a moon cutscene apart. Hey, so
next kingdom is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I believe so. I believe it's Lake.
It is Lake, unless some runners like to mix it up and do Wooded first, which is more of like you lose like a second or two on menuing.
It's like half a second to just go down, I believe. So.
But some runners prefer it because they like if they're doing a PB run. Like you lose that half a second, yeah, but then you do the harder kingdom first. So there are some tricks in that can easily end your run if you fail them. So in a PB attempt, it's like less stressful. So like just go to Wooded first, and if your run dies, your run dies. And like that half a second only really matters when you start getting down to like the 107, 108, 109, 106 era.
Yeah. It's like 108 down mainly.
Yeah. Which it's funny to think of 108 is like, yeah, that's like a place that people could get, and that's when it starts getting competitive. It's like that used to be like 115. Or when everyone was like, yeah, 115 is the cutoff point where everyone's just quitting, and then it's like now it's like 110, and now it's like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
People like really underestimated how far this game could get without any like world skips or anything.
Because like the first, oh yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Doing things like this that Vallu just showed us. Those are more than enough to make this game get short. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, like at the start of this game, like not even that long ago, I think, because it came out in November, right? I believe.
Yeah.
Or yeah, November. So like, it's only been out for like 3 months-ish now, and like at the start of it. People started playing this game, and like the PB back then was like a 124 or whatever, and then it went down to like a 120, and then everyone was like, okay, it's gonna be like a bit hard to get down from here, and then they got back down to like 112 whatever, and then everyone was like, oh no, dude, 110 is like almost like impossible at this point. There's like nothing you can really do, and then people just finding more and more things.
Yeah, that's why like people are like, oh, his sum of best doesn't even like get him down to 105 right now. I'm like. That doesn't matter because there's some of best like 2 weeks ago didn't say 106 on them.
Yeah,
like we have Mario. What's Super Mario down to now? Like, sorry, Super Mario 64. Let alone Super Mario Brothers. Like,
oh yeah.
There's a point where small Mario was so fast because they're like, yeah, it's time to transform, and you get lag frames, and nope, turns out just get fired because you save like 17 frames on Bowser. Like if you're Fire Mario.
And the thing is too is this game like is still only been out for 3 months. Like games like Super Mario Sunshine, people are still running it, and like people like still only just figure some stuff out like a year or two ago about it, and it's been out since 2001. So like, it's kind of ridiculous.
I remember making the joke because people had made that joke about Breath of the Wild. Oh, it wasn't ready for GDQ because it changed. And then I think Sunshine, literally 1 month after being shown in that awesome race at GDQ, had a like major skip discovered.
Oh yeah.
Like a month later, it's like, oh, guess Super Mario Sunshine was too new for GDQ. Like you can't say that. It's like these games will find things forever.
Yeah, like this game has only been up for 3 months, and there's so much potential for like breaks and skips in this. Like for instance, people have found like you can break jumping with a freaking nut. Like it's ridiculous. It's like the things that people think of in these communities are just ridiculous.
The infinite nut jump.
Yeah, like that. Like I wouldn't have thought of that, like ever. And then somebody just goes and like, here, why not try jumping with a nut, throwing it and grabbing it in midair again, and then oh look at that, now I can jump infinitely. It's like, bro.
Like, will this be useful anywhere? Probably, maybe, but it's used in low cap, right?
I believe so. Yes.
I think it's used in low cap and low cap world peace. Because you need a way to get up to the inverted pyramid, so you just infinite nut jump up there.
Yep. It's pretty great. And then like there's still more potential to like break like all the levels in here and stuff like that. I mean,
there's even like we're still experimenting with like movement. Like we only just got the movement. There was only just like the first movement guide come out, and that's always super important. Like this place used to be awful for like literally every runner. And now, like, there are ways to get through it without anything.
Like, there probably won't ever be a world skip, ever, unless there's somebody figures out how to get to an active painting that leads you, like, at least skips one kingdom or something like that, but I doubt that would ever happen.
Yeah, the game also seems to be programmed in a way to prevent that as well. There seems to be, like, actual hard program, but we can't really say that, because think about Ocarina of Time, it was like only 20. Ron Warpin is only a decade-ish old at this point. So
it's like even if Nintendo put in things to prevent us from trying to break their game, you know people are gonna break their game.
Yep.
Like 1000%. It's like, yeah, you put up these safety things to make sure that people can't do this and this and that. Right? But like, you know people are gonna find ways
never mind,
around.
There's a world skip. Cool. Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
There you go. So then people claim exactly. So our point is proven. This sub one isn't possible. No.
It might be.
Oh, this skip is. I love it. That is my favorite trick in this world, and possibly in the whole game. It's so simple, but like so cool when it's pulled off.
Yeah, because before we never thought, like back in the day when there was like 108 was like the top tier, nobody thought anybody could get lower, and then Vallu or somebody came in and got a 107. And I was like, oh, freaking out about that, and then somebody passed up Vallu, I think, and then he was like, nope, screw this. He stopped like setting in runs. He practiced for forever, and then bam, he got shot up, and then he got a 106, and everyone was freaking out about that as well, and it was ridiculous. So
incoming worst boss in Mario. Oh no, Aqua!
Oh no! That'll cost them a lot of time.
Yeah. Luckily, in this part of the area, you don't fall into the forbidden zone.
Yeah, because if you do that, that wastes a solid like 3 minutes probably.
That just generally leads. I wouldn't. You know, I wouldn't even put like. I wouldn't even be mad if a runner like quit with that.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, you're okay. That's okay, buddy. You're allowed to do that.
So you understand it.
We're cool. Don't worry, dude. No one's gonna be mad at you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that roll was super cool, but also looks scary.
Yeah, because like right now, the top person right now is Necrovita with a 104.20, which means potentially 103 is possible for any percent. And people never thought that anybody would go lower than 106 before. It's like
someone fell in Deep Woods and still won their match.
Yeah,
that is not something I would ever count on.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's just put it in perspective. If you were against a player as good as Vallu and you fell in Deep Woods, would you think you had a chance to win?
No. Like 1000% no. Unless if he choked super hard somewhere. I don't know. Like, I don't know how the heck you come back from that.
I don't know what Nintendo's thinking with this boss.
Yeah, I don't know either. Because Vallu has a 104.50 and Okra has a 107.50.
Which again,
so
as I said earlier,
apart, so
I'm pretty sure everyone's sub 110 in a race setting can beat each other.
Oh yeah.
Just because a lot of the time, like those, like really high, or really low ones, involve actually like a somewhat amount of luck, but also just the tricks are very difficult.
Oh yeah, because I'm checking right now at Necrovita's playthrough of this just to see some of best, and it does say technically if you do every single kingdom perfectly, you can get a 103.35. So 103 is technically possible.
So Vallu screwed up the fast Bowser strat.
Oh yeah, he did too, didn't he?
Involves some weirdness with how the hat is works. So you can both capture the hat, but you can also get the hat to capture you, sort of. I'm not 100% how tap works, but you basically sit inside it and you get it. And it doesn't even save that much time. It's over the next fastest strat.
I don't even know how much time it saves. Overall, if you can get all three, I think it saves I think it saves 6 seconds, 7 seconds. I don't remember. But I think per each cap thing, it saves, I think, 2 to 3 seconds. So. But yeah, 103 is possible in this category. Just it's still going to be ridiculously hard to get there. You have to do a basically perfect run. I don't. Oh, right.
Okay, and this is so for people who maybe are new and don't know Lost Kingdom, if you play it casually, there is a bird that tries to steal your cap. That sequence is pretty long, mainly because we lose our cap, which is the majority of our movement. And
70% of it.
Yeah. So we skip that by just avoiding the trigger, which is kind of on the bottom part of the island where the ship is. So what we're going to do is we're going to trigger Klepto's second phase by going up to this pillar over here once we get this moon. And that will basically remove that other trigger from the game. Oh, that's not something we meant to do. So now, with that, we get the cool chase music. And if you die, though, it does reset. So you have to be careful with that.
That's why some people now do cage strats instead of doing death bridge strats. So I believe it's really preference, but I know Vallu goes death bridge just because it is faster by a bit, so you don't have to wait for the bug. I think he's gonna actually go for no death bridge. Yeah, he is, and he does it too. Nice.
Which is not actually a huge time save, but again, there's a lot to be said about just keeping your momentum going. And a death will you take a small break whenever you die, so there is something to be said about keeping a momentum.
Yep.
Is the Japanese version of this game faster? 7 to 12 seconds? I can't remember.
I think it was maximum 15 seconds, I believe.
I've heard. The first number I heard was it wasn't faster, and I was like, I don't think that's true.
No, it is faster because there's less characters to load in. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean I know that it is, but originally people were talking like it wasn't necessarily.
Yeah, and then people timed it, and it was like, nope, look, it is faster. But yeah, not dying on the bridge moon saves. I think it saves like 3 seconds.
Yep.
And I believe up to 5 seconds. I think if done well.
And that's again, this is all with optimal. So like a lot of times you have to think like, are you actually getting optimal movement? Because if you screw this up, you lose time. Like if you screw up the deathless strat, it is a time loss usually. So I mean, if you're not comfortable with it, you take the the quote unquote time loss. So it's not time loss for you.
Now, Metro Kingdom is one of those kingdoms that a lot of runners didn't like at the start, and a lot of runners still don't like it to this day. Just because of all the really weird movement you have to do in this tower segment part of it.
This tower segment's kind of the crutch of this world. The City Hall Lost and Found. It has, though, it's just you can either do it really slow or you can do it really, really fast. It's this jump right here that is the cause of a lot of people's gripes with it. There's a weird jump with the camera moving. Once you get used to the timing, it's not too bad.
It isn't, but it can, like, you still the odd time where you do miss that, the throw, whatever, you do miss the hat and you fall all the way down, and that wastes a lot of time, so.
Right now, Vallu is actually on a really clean run ever since that Cap Kingdom. It's always interesting to see people who kind of get close to a PB in a race setting, even if they have like a really, really bad early game, because they would have reset that in a in like actual attempts. Yeah, so this fight is one of the longer fights. It is the speedrunning nightmare. He keeps teleporting. There's a randomness in how he moves, where he moves, and that randomness can actually, I've seen people lose runs just because like he moved in a really crappy pattern. I've seen people lose matches because he moved really crappily, like he's just all spread out. But you can usually adapt enough that that won't happen when you've gotten good enough at the fight. And there it is. There's the Grand Moon for the Mecha Riddler.
Oh yeah. And you optimally want to kill him in just 2 cycles, and you don't want to go into the 3rd cycle, seeing as if you do go into the 3rd cycle, it does waste quite a bit of time, seeing as he does move around quite a bit more. He does pop out of the wall a little bit faster, depending on how fast or where you place him, I believe. But yeah, it just wastes time if you could do it in 3, and it's way more optimal if you could do it in 2. So, but Vallu is done with the dark section, and he tried to do a skip in the light section. Or like a tiny little cap thingy there where you basically
teleported.
Yeah, where you just put your hat right beside the thing, and then you.
Ooh. Oh,
you missed it. Should I go from this side?
There
and he gets it. Nice.
A little bit of a rocky start here, but can still work out. Ooh. Yeah, Metro's movement is extremely complicated and diverse. This is probably the best example of how much movement there actually is in this game. We use a lot of different captures, like all these little pulls are captures. Bench friends here.
Bench friend, say hi. Hi, friendo.
You sit with this guy and he gives us nice little power moon for being his friend.
Yep.
Wholesome moon.
Yeah, basically you can just capture things, and if you leave your hat sitting by something and then go grab a moon and then just shake your controller furiously, then you just capture the thing, and then it saves about, like, I think a second or 2, so.
Yeah. Yeah, so not only do captures give you better abilities when you straight your controller, but your cap itself has a better ability. It has a little bit of extra range and homes in. But sometimes you'll see runners miss it. Either their cap will come back because it can only hang in the air for so long, or they actually just capture the fin right away, and that's not so good either.
Mm-hmm.
And moving on, this tallest star. This is going to lead to two really cool moons here. We're going to jump straight, hopefully, to this moon, and he actually gets it.
Nice, nice.
And then if he does the angle right, he doesn't. He tried, though.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't think he did. I think he actually like went straight for that. Straight for that paracel there. Also, I hope that, just FYI to any routers, I just hope that if you ever find a way to do this Kingdom faster without OTEP, I just hope that you don't reveal it. Just never sign a pact. No removing OTEP. What's the best control scheme for playing? Some people say Pro Controller, some people say they prefer,
yeah,
the Joy-Cons. Joy-Cons actually have something that only they can do, which is downward cap throws, or apparently Pro Controllers can, but it's really, really annoying to do, so it may as well not.
As well as it makes it a little bit easier to roll, because you don't have to shake the entire controller. You just shake one controller, so...
Yeah. So there are some things that are better about it, but...
I prefer, honestly, it's just me, I prefer using the Joy-Cons just seeing as it is less of a hassle for rolling purposes. But I know some people like Vallu use a Pro Controller, so...
Yo!
Yo, and OTEP.
One of the things to keep in mind is that there is actually runners who just don't use motion controls. There is a runner with a 107 who uses a GameCube controller. So, technically, it really is up to your preference what you want to do. Just keep in mind that to get a good time without motion controls requires a lot of skill.
Yeah, because you can't do home and cap throws.
There are motion cap like strats that you can employ. There are actually a lot of abilities that can be done with weird inputs on controller. Capture, like motion capture things. And we get the best music here, Captain Toad. The only way that your world peace, the only way that your 100% run should be considered valid is if you play Captain Toad for at least 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
This is a lot of runners' least favorite section, just because it's kind of a boring area. So, throughout the game, there are these like little rooms, kind of challenge rooms that you can do. But this like place just basically said, nah, that's the whole point of this world. At least the first part. There is an upstairs part, but it's closed until we do the race. And we won't do the race. Because, for whatever reason, there are so many more moons in this area than are required.
Oh yeah, there's a bajillion, man.
Like, just to get the world peace part of this, even if you follow the world peace route, you already have the moons that you need for this world well before you leave.
Oh yeah.
Another annoying source of RNG is actually about to show up, and that is the Spinies here. I've seen runs lose like actually quite a bit of time because like 1 or 2 Spinies just start like, no, we don't want to fall off.
Versus that, but Vallu's like, I'm not going back inside that thing because it's gonna take too long. So you're just like, I'm just gonna bat with my hat. So. This kingdom is honestly one of my favorite kingdoms, just seeing as I really like just the Chivarians.
Yes.
Just really adorable and nice. The way that they wave at you, they have like so much extra arm length in their like sweater hoodies or whatever you want to call them, and like it just like flops around. It's like, how can you not love them?
Chivarians are a pretty good race.
They are.
So are becoming Goombas. I like being Goombas.
Goombas. Those guys are trouble a little bit sometimes. Basically, in this speedrun, you never stop moving ever. Like it is so rare that you don't move. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the only time is you have the moon. Well, I mean, every time you pick up a moon, you get to take a break. But that's kind of the thing in Mario's speedruns.
Yeah.
You get a break whenever you pick up a moon or a star or a sun. Or sorry, shine sprite. See, now that I wonder if they'll put Delfino as DLC later, because you get stars in Mushroom Kingdom. It'd be kind of cool if there was like a Delfino Plaza.
With like shine sprites,
yeah, you got shine sprites instead.
That would actually be awesome.
Yeah, it would.
Nintendo, listen to the ideas that are coming. They are amazing.
I'd actually no. First, they actually do just need to make a full version of Ruined Kingdom. That's priority number 1, Nintendo.
Well, if they do that though, then like it'll make the speedruns longer then, and then all like the runs
it would be extra. It would like unlock it like.
Oh yeah.
You just make it unlock it like 600 moons or something. Or
600 moons in Lost Kingdom, holy.
600 moons? No, it's just like you would just make it a darker side, like extra thing.
Oh yeah. There's like a bigger Ruined Kingdom with just
That's all.
More stuff to explore, because right now it's literally just one tower and one other platform. That's it.
Yep.
And it's.
I was actually like super disappointed when I found that when I got to that kingdom and it wasn't like at least the size of Lost.
I know, it's like it's such a badass kingdom, yet there's like nothing in it. It really sucks.
So this is, some people really like this world Vallu's in. I don't get it. I didn't like this world, but maybe I just didn't like the boss, and it's moved on to the whole world. But there are some cool tricks here. We do use quite a lot of captures, and you get to use Cheep Cheep. And if you ever look at the Cheep Cheep's face, It's actually hilarious. Like the like mustache is barely staying on his face. And again, the Cheep Cheep. So this, you basically use the Cheep Cheep's attack to like spin full blast. So we also get this under the belly Dory one here. And so sometimes you might see runners come here before the next world. Or sorry, they'll come here and then go to Chiveria, and that's just because they need extra money. That's pretty much it. So we're done with this world on Vallu's end. We're gonna see Okra do the Cheep Cheep part, which is the only reason that water levels are good in this game, because Mario somehow got worse at swimming in this game. I don't know how, don't know why, but he did. He forgot how to swim from Super Mario 64. And speaking of Ruined Kingdom, I think we're gonna see it very shortly. I can never remember. For some reason, my brain gets muddled here. I can't remember if it's Luncheon then. Yeah, no, it's Luncheon then Ruined. So we'll see Ruined after. Cool looking lava level, because Nintendo got really fancy and we're like, man, what would happen if we made a lava level, but then didn't make it lava? And everyone went like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Who needs lava? We get whatever the pink stuff is.
It's the pink goop that is probably, I don't even know. I wouldn't know what it is made of. Actually, I think it's like soup stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Some sort.
It's it is a cool way to do a lava world.
Oh,
not make it like actually like lava, and not like, but they're still red. They should have made the Photoboos pink, but that's okay.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know if you touched on this before at all, but you noticed that Okra and Vallu in Seaside Kingdom, I don't know if Vallu did it, but I know Okra did it, of where you basically like spin the Cheep Cheep whatever in the water. A lot of people at the start thought that was like a boost sort of thing, but people tested it and it doesn't really do anything really for you. It more
accelerates
just like,
you. It puts you to top speed instantly. But it doesn't increase your max speed, and it doesn't push you beyond max. But it is important. That is still actually important. People, you would lose some time to it.
Yeah. But besides that, there is like if you're just going on a straightaway, it doesn't really do a whole lot. So, but for starting up, it is very good. So.
And yeah, so a lot of the moons here are just collected along like the mountain. Ooh, that's not a fall that you want to have. That's hard to recover from, actually, because you can't just. A lot of times, falls in this game do just get recovered by a simple backflip, or like a wall jump into like a cap. But that one actually took some time. So
yeah, that one That one, the pillar's too high for you to do just a regular backflip or whatever, or ground pound jump onto it, so you have to find a different way to jump up over top of it.
And doing the Kobe here. And that's actually a deceivingly hard, like, thing to do. Throwing those are not really precise, or is pretty weird.
Oh yeah.
And we'll be great. Yeah, so most of these moves that we're going to collect are actually just going to be like found by ground pounding the ground, which is like an interesting way to do it. And there's also like kind of two paths here, but not anymore because people time this in so much faster. And it is the forks, which are a really cool level because the music is super frantic, and
oh yeah,
it does lead. Oh, where is he going? Okay, he's...
That cost him a good bit of chunk of time there. Holy.
Good thing he is ahead. Wow, I've actually never seen anybody fall there.
I've seen a few people fall before, and it is devastating, especially if you miss the platform because you have to go back to the very bottom.
Yeah, that was really good recovery from Vallu there.
Yeah.
Not getting the death, which is good.
Yep. Usually people fall after they grab the moon, but he hit the wall before the moon, which did cost some time, so you didn't just get to go directly to the first moon that you're kind of supposed to get or whatever. We're actually going to see Vallu here doing the turnip skip, which was recently discovered.
Skip the cheese.
Cheese skip, sorry.
Skip the cheese.
Yes.
And
skip.
Yeah, this skip is actually really cool. You basically use the turnip here to push your guy into the you basically
the little box here.
Yeah, you jump out of the capture to push Mario into the box. Just some weird stuff going on to make that work, but it's so cool.
Well, I need to head out here. The sound effects will be taking my place for now. But besides that, it was fun commentating while it lasted. The stream was lagging a bit before, so I didn't get the full capability out there, but it was fun and pleasure always to do this for you guys. Also, we've got to mention, go follow these runners. They are great guys, super nice. I don't know what their stream schedules are or whatever, but when they do stream, it's always fun to tune in, so go give them a follow. And if you want to give any of us commentators a follow too, most of us do things on our Twitches as well, for streaming wise. But yeah, besides that, that's it for me, and I'll be handing over to the sound effects here.
My transformation from bunny to sound defense is complete. How's it going, Zelnas? Looks like we're having a close-ish race here between these two.
Yeah, Vallu had a rough start, and Akra had a rough wooded. Big fall at wooded, actually. Two
big falls, yeah.
Yeah. It was not the best wooded. But everything seems to be okay. Vallu opened the door. Hey, the door stays open during the cutscene. I didn't know that.
Nice attention to detail there.
Well, I mean, the cutscene probably just happens in the game world, which is kind of how it's done nowadays.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if there are any pre-rendered cutscenes in this game, actually.
Well, all the ones that involve... all the ones that you can skip are, I think. Probably. I mean, I assume, like, the Bowser cutscenes and stuff, those are pre-rendered. The weird dream sequence you have when you take over Bowser's brain.
Oh, I guess that would be pretty difficult to render in-game, yeah.
It would, yeah. Well, I mean, it's all rendered anyway. Everyone knows what we mean. But we're moving on to Ruined Kingdom. So,
yes.
This is where I like to take a look at the schedule, because there's actually nothing to commentate on about this race. We'll go over it quickly. they damage boost onto the head, ground pound the head, and they repeat that for the next 2 minutes.
It's pretty much a roller, more or less.
So, for Super Mario Odyssey itself, we have a match on Friday, February 16th, and Thursday, February 22nd. That will be Purpose versus Necro, and Small Ant versus Dram, 55. For Speed Gaming itself, I'm actually having a hard time finding the schedule. We have a lot of different tournaments. You can actually find them all down the bottom. And they're starting or started. Examples are the Link to the Past Key Sanity tournament, which is going on right now. The Ori and the Blind Forest tournament, which is super high production value. Super Metroid Relay, or Super Metroid Multi-Category Tournament, Shovel Knight Plate of Shadows Any Percent Tournament, Mega Man X4 Zero 100% Tournament, Super Mario Bros. 3 Warpless Tournament, Super Mario Bros. 1 Warpless Tournament, A Link to the Past Randomizer Key Sanity, Final Fantasy 1 PSP, the Zelda 1 Any% No Up A, Rabby Double Anti Bingo, Breath of the Wild, Old Dungeons, Quirk 99 RMS, and starting soon will be Mega Man 2. Upcoming events: Mega Man 2, Super Mario Sunshine, Metroid Fusion, Cuphead, and Link to the Past. No major glitches.
Man, that is... I had no idea there was like 100 tournaments going on at the same time.
Well, some of those are ending right now, like Mega Man 1. I skipped the ones that are ending, but no, it's crazy. There's tons of tournaments. They're all awesome, actually.
They are. You should be following all 4 of these channels because there is always something interesting going on.
And yep, Super Mario Sunshine tournament starts tomorrow.
Excellent.
A lot of tournaments starting in March. The Link to the Past and Mega Man 2 tournament are the big ones starting then. But yeah, if you honestly, you can just turn on Speed Gaming at any time of the day. There's a Discord, and in the Discord, there's an upcoming stream. Or sorry, there's a currently running stream tab. You can use that, and you'll basically know what's on the channels. Yeah, that it's a lot easier to talk about all those events than try to make this fight interesting.
I mean, it's like there's so little you can do to speed it up. Both of them did it pretty much as you're supposed to do.
Yep.
No real screw-ups.
The only thing that we do to make it go faster is we damage boost on the head to get up there like a few seconds faster. But in the reverse, Bowser's Kingdom is really good.
Yeah,
there's a lot of speed tech. I've seen it described as the Super Mario Sunshine world without the gravity physics.
Why do they call it that? That's interesting.
Because there's all these different, in Sunshine you would like do a small puzzle, hit the launch star, go to the next puzzle, hit the launch star, go to the next puzzle, hit the launch star, go to the next puzzle. That's what this is.
You mean Super Mario Galaxy?
That's what I meant.
Okay, just making sure. Alright, so Vallu, he does not go for the moon behind the wall where you have to use the Pokio to warp yourself back.
It seems that the new meta is to get the one after the Rabbids, and that you fall down and you just grab it in a little hole. That's the new extra moon.
That's the new hotness, huh? Well, I mean, there's 2 extra moons here, and there's like 5 potential moons you could pick up.
Yep.
So that's one. What's the other one? I guess we'll see.
I think it's still the... I can't remember. But we'll get it. We're not getting this one. We might see the hole in the wall, but it's usually the one you pick up, the one that you have to like do the complicated jumps to get to on the wall.
Like Okra Armband, he's entered the kingdom as well. And Vallu is just speeding through these moon shards right here. He is not stopping for nobody. Alright, so is he going to go hole in the wall, or is he going to... No, he's not. I think he's going to hop over the fence here and pick up the moon hanging off to the right. Oh. A little bit worried there of Okra about that ogre, but it seems to have gone off just fine.
And yeah, they'll begin this moon and then the moon.
Oh no!
Oh no! That's a long fall. Jeez, game.
That is, the death plane in this level is so much lower than it would be in other levels.
And again, that's probably because of how this level is structured. You know, with all the different parts being. Yeah, that's a low death plane. Poor Vallu.
He's far enough ahead that he didn't lose that much time, but that is, I mean, like, every little bit of that is going to count at this point.
And you just gotta think about the mentality when you lose a trick like that.
Yeah, sort of takes a toll on your morale a little bit. Let's see if you can pick it up.
You know, and like, honestly, that's a hard moon to get. So like that bonk, I've seen that happen to Nintendo on a world record pace. I've seen that happen to Vallu on world record pace. Pretty much everyone's probably bonked at that at varying degrees of pace.
Yeah, there's no getting away from bonks, no matter how good you are. Okra just had a small bonk there, but he didn't fall as far down as Vallu did.
Nope.
No. Vallu, in the meantime, is fighting the only instance of Harriet in the entire run, which makes me sad because it's my favorite Brutal to fight.
It is. It's actually the only Brutal that's interesting.
You can, like, skip so much, like, all of these bosses, really. It's interesting how Nintendo has, like, intentionally engineered ways to defeat these bosses more quickly than you normally would.
Well, I mean, for, like, this fight, it's not like it's unintentional. We just take the risk of sitting inside the ring of hats and then jump on it. Which, I mean, Nintendo wasn't expecting us to do.
I mean, I guess maybe they weren't expecting it, but they still allowed it. I don't know. I mean, there's no way they did not allow you hitting Harriet's small bombs back at her. They have to have figured that out. In case Vallu had a very nice topper fight, was able to track down the hat both times, get rid of him very quickly. Oh no, Okra does not get the same luck. Now he's got to find this guy.
Oh, you found him.
Alright, that was pretty quick.
Yeah, you definitely don't want that to happen. But where's the prize? Your frickin' pride, dude. That's all that matters in speedrunning. You think anybody does speedrunning for the money? Nah. We do it so that we can say that we're really, really good at something. Oh, and subscribers sometimes. That's a thing.
Yeah, sometimes. Okra, he still has this Harriet boss fight to go while Vallu was making his way up to the Mecha Brutal. He's had a great time up this wall. Alright, so now this Mecha Brutal, if you are unlucky, you can very easily lose large amounts of time against this boss.
This boss is so cool to watch. Like, so basically what we need to do is we need to climb him. You're expected to break his legs. So instead of that, we are going to jump up to wall climbs because he is basically a giant wall. He has no hitbox, at least not at that point he didn't. So we're gonna stomp on these rabbits, and basically when we hit him the first time, we get kicked back. It's basically a safety measure so we don't try to climb him. But we're able to just jump right back. This would be, honestly, if anything ever got patched in this game, it would probably end up being the Mecha Brutal. If Nintendo was gonna go that route, but it probably won't. And here, the ideal is that he won't move much, if any, so he's gonna spin around, and we want to basically hit Harriet at the last second there.
Yeah, that was a really nice Mecha Brutal fight. No mistakes that I could see.
Yeah, Vallu is ahead. Vallu just beat this kingdom, which Okra is currently on the final climb. This is kind of like the last part of this kingdom, which is that cool climb at the end after you beat the Brutals.
Now, it's Okra's turn to try and take on the Mecha Brutal, but Vallu, he is going to make his way through a handful of cutscenes before he gets to the final kingdom. Let's see. Oh, Oop, a little bit of trouble there. He's got to fall. And I guess he's... Oh, no, he's still going to try for birdless. All right. I guess jumping back here, it looks like it's a lot easier than it actually is. Because if you just do normal hat jumps, you're not going to make it.
Yeah, you need to, like... There's like some tricks to this. Like, you have to... You should go watch, there's a movement guide now, and it's really, really, really good. I expected to only watch it for like half a minute. Oh, okay, I'll watch this later. And no, I was sucked in. Whoever made that guide, can't remember right now, did a really good job.
I have not seen this movement guide personally. I should check it out because I need to get good. Okay, I think he's going to get this last brutal. Oh, he's okay. There we go. It took him a few tries, but eventually Harriet moved right underneath his butt.
Yeah, and there you go. Yeah, that fight is just the good runners of this game make that fight look easy, and it is one of the harder things to do that I've seen. Yeah, it's like up there. It's up there with like some of the harder stars in other games.
Yeah, I consider it personally the hardest thing in this entire run.
I think so. There's a lot of people who consider like that to be the end game and everything after it to be kind of a formality. The only thing after that is somewhat hard is Moonstep, which is coming up. So for those of you who play casually, and maybe I've never seen a speedrun before, or those of you who've never seen this, right on the left side of your screen there, you'll see a hole. And in there is about a 5-ish minute sequence. It's basically a giant, very long gauntlet of really, really cool platforming and capture. Ooh. But we're just gonna skip all that. Also a fight with Mama Brutal.
Right. I don't think anyone ever figured out how to do that quickly because everyone immediately said, "How do we skip this?" And they found it right away.
I mean, I think that if that was in the speedrun would be cooler because the end game wouldn't like end 7 minutes before. The last hard thing wouldn't be 7 minutes before. It would be like the end of that because that is a very difficult section. So.
It is. The Moonskip is pretty difficult as well. If you don't know what you're doing, it can look a little bit like magic.
Yeah, it got easier over time. If you were to find the first video explaining it, was actually kind of was a lot harder the way to do it earlier. But it's a bit easier now. Still not easy, but it's easier.
Yeah, we figured out some visual cues that people can use to make it a little bit less of an ordeal. Madam Brood, not Mama Brutal. Whatever. I guess you are technically correct, but I don't know, Mama Brutal. I don't know. I did not have any prepared response when I started talking.
Safaro, people are gonna meme about PBs and races. It just happens. It's okay.
People PB in races. I've seen it. I've done it a couple of times. I never won any races, but still you can do it.
I mean, I've seen PBs in races for sure, but not when you're at the skill level that Vallu's at, because yeah. Ooh, lost the hat there.
That was unfortunate. And I hope is there a possible to soft lock during this particular Bowser fight?
I don't think so. You didn't soft lock in a Bowser fight?
Oh yeah, it's happened. I've seen it happen in a race. If you get the hat super quick like that, it's possible for Mario to get stuck in the air, unable to move.
Oh, that's bad.
It's bad. You have to basically create a new save file and start the fight again.
Oh, well, at least there's a way out. That isn't just like your game's over.
Yeah, well, I mean, for this guy, it literally cost him the race. He would have won if it had not happened. It was really unfortunate.
Also, the Bowser segment's really cool. He gets to play as Bowser for like a portion. He basically plays like a fat Mario, though, with a ranged attack.
Right. You still got like the triple jumps. Like you could see just there, Vallu doing the triple jump in order to skip a small section.
Yep, which I like because Bowser does his little which is the best. And here's 2D skip, which isn't really a skip and isn't really useful, but it saves 2 seconds, so that's good.
Yeah, 2 seconds is 2 seconds. If you're going for a world record, then you have to do it.
But I've seen many racers be exactly a part where they are now, lose 2D skip, and then screw up during the final part of Honeylum Ridge.
Goodness. And then, so just that little
Just
bit of
cascades
in the race, huh?
Well, the Suede and then tilting because of dying to the Suede.
Oh yeah, that'll happen too.
Yeah.
You gotta keep up your morale around here, because you're gonna be like a bundle of nerves, probably.
Yep. So here we are. This is Honeylum Ridge. Basically, what Vallu was doing there is he was shooting his fireballs to try to hit that last pillar, or that first pillar, as many times as possible. The hope is that, ooh, gets hit, which is fine because yes, it's healthy. Let's just speed it up later because it means he won't have to like go all the way over there. So as he's going to the pillar here, he's going to shoot his fireballs. And the idea is to basically just save a second or two.
Yeah, and it makes things a bit easier because you don't have to contend with the ultimate level of falling floor, which is pretty hard to walk over.
Yep. In fact, the biggest problem with it, and we've seen runners lose to it, is some of the blocks, when you skip phases equitably, will drop instant. Like, they'll just leave. They won't drop, they will just disappear. And you can't jump if that happens. The game just kind of drops you. And it's happened to a few racers early on, but most racers at this point know how to avoid that. And with that, Vallu is won with a time of 106.08.
That's right. Congratulations to Vallu. Okra, a little bit scary. He nearly missed the 2D skip, but he got it on his second try without falling. So thank goodness for that.
Yeah, and Vallu now with the best time in the tournament. And we still have a few more races to go for Vallu. There's still only a couple of weeks left of this tournament. This tournament was very successful.
It was. There were... I don't know exactly how many racers. It was in the... I think close to 90, 100? I don't know.
I asked Vallu if he wants to do an interview. We'll see if he does.
Alright. Meanwhile, Okra, he is taking out these pillars himself. He's on pillar number 3. Seems to be going pretty well. Let's hope he doesn't fall. Nope.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't fall here, it's going to be a very close race.
Yep, and it looks like Okra is home free. He's going to be in the 107s for his final time, which is a spectacular time for a race.
Again, I mean, 107s is like top... Actually, I haven't looked at the leaderboard in a while. I don't know if that's still top... It used to be like top 50. I don't know if that's still true. How low is that right now? I haven't checked the leaderboard in so long.
I do not know. I just know
somebody in chat will yell at me. Yeah. Oh, Okra PB'd. Hey, Vallu, congratulations on the race. And the fastest time in the tournament.
Yeah, well done.
We cannot hear you.
Yeah, we're not getting anything. Wonder if Okra wants to come in and join us as well. Let's see. Alright, technical difficulties, everybody. Vallu, second try. How are you doing?
Hello, Okra, and congrats on the PB.
Thanks, man.
It was a fantastic race. 107 is an amazing time for a race like this.
Yeah, it was quite an adventure.
How do you feel about that particular run of yours?
Kind of conflicted. So, I mean, racing against Vallu, like, I was really, really nervous at the start. I was, like, shaking all the way through Lake. And then I died twice in Wooded. I lost a minute in Wooded, right? Which super sucked, but it was like, okay, now there's no way I'll win, so I really calmed down, and that helped a lot.
I've had that happen too. Well, I mean, seems to have paid off because he had a really solid race basically from then on.
Yeah. He has the record for the tournament now by 35 seconds.
Oh my god.
Also, Vallu's mic is not working in Discord, so rip Vallu interview. But yeah, congratulations on the PB.
Yeah, thanks. Just clean up Wooded and I'll get another free PB. Maybe I can get 106. Who knows?
Yeah. You gonna continue playing this game for a little while?
Oh heck yeah! This game's too fun.
Yeah, this one's way too. This is a good speed run, man.
Oh yeah.
It is fun to watch. It is entertaining. There's enough categories to keep you interested. If you get bored of the grind, you can go play like World Peace and fight bosses.
Yeah, World Peace. That one seems really fun as well. I need to get on that train.
Yeah, it seems like World Peace is like the next category people are kind of jumping on. That and low cap. Low cap seems quite popular actually.
Low cap seems too hard.
Yeah.
I'll stick with my plebeian ways and play World Peace in any percent.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think that's it. There's a lot on the speed gaming schedule. Unless Vallu is typing. What will Vallu say? Chat, predict what Vallu will say. Thank you for playing my game. No, Vallu stopped typing.
Okay.
I called him out, so he got nervous, I guess.
We're not worthy of his words.
Apparently.
No, he needs to go soak his hands in a bath of hot water. He's probably destroyed them with that amazing run.
Yeah, that was really good. Like, I would definitely say continue, because like that was a really good run. At points, you guys were like synced, almost.
Oh really?
Yeah. Right around when Vallu had caught up, you guys were synced for a little bit. Going like you guys weren't ever really that far apart, except for going into Seaside, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I had 3 pretty big golds. I golded Cloud by like a 1/10 of a second, East Side by like a second, and I golded Luncheon by like 15 seconds. So that was pretty nutty.
Hey, so coming up on Speed Game, there's nothing else on Speed Game. Well, we are currently on Speed Game 3. So actually, we should wrap up right away because there will be in about 10 minutes. Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer. If you've never watched that, it's actually really good. So I'd say stay right here. Do not go watch something else. And watch Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer. If you aren't a fan of the lack of routing in a randomizer, SMB 3 randomizer is really just how can you take like a platforms that you know and adapt without the powers you're used to. But if you're not into that, Super Mario Bros. 1 and Play Ignite and Super Mario Bros. 1 will be on Speed Gaming 2 and 4. Link to the Past Key Sanity will be on that. Link to the Past Key Sanity started about 20 minutes ago on Speed Gaming 1, etc. There's also going to be Zelda 2 later. Yeah, there's a lot going on. So stay tuned. Peace out. We'll let these Super Mario Bros. 3 guys take over from here. Oh, Vallu!
Hello.
Never mind. We'll have a quick interview of Vallu.
It's Vallu.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. Finally.
Congrats on the tournament record.
Oh, that was the tournament record?
By 35 seconds.
Whoa. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, Akra also got PBs, so, I mean, like,
Oh, you got a PB. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. How did you feel about that run? You did, like, that was, like, really clean, other than the drop at Cap.
The drop at Bowser, I guess. But,
Yeah, that too. Oh, right.
Let's keep bringing up his failures. That's a great way to start it.
I'm actually really rusty. I haven't done a run for like over a week, so it makes sense.
Yeah. You mean that you don't only play Mario Odyssey?
Nope.
Oh, okay, that seems okay.
Hey, what have you been playing over the past week?
Splatoon.
You said that really quietly.
And Celeste.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Celeste is the
Everyone's
new
on
hotness. Yeah, everyone's playing Celeste.
It's a really good game.
It is really good. I want to convince Speed Gaming to do a tournament for it.
You should do it. I'm totally in.
I need to learn all the Celeste tech. It's more complicated than it looks.
So, what do you think about that run, Vallu?
Well, it was way better than I expected, that's for sure. When I was practicing earlier before the run, doing a little bit of de-rusting, I was playing way worse than that, but I guess when the run started, I got more focused or something, and played a bit better.
That's actually exactly what Akra said, is that he started off feeling a little shaky, and then had everything else was really clean, so... You guys both did great, though. That was, like, really entertaining.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Oh, right. Time stop. I know about that glitch. Never mind. Okay.
All right. Anything else either of you guys want to say before we hand it over to the Mario folks? The other Mario folks.
GG.
Yeah, GG
Yeah.
Value. Good luck in the rest of the tournament.
Thanks.
Do you know who you're playing yet, Vallu? In the next round?
Actually, I do not.
We should
Wonder
take a look. What are we
Yeah.
looking at? Looks like you're up against I Am Tendo in the next round.
Oh my goodness.
Well, everyone, stay tuned for that, because that's gonna be a match. Wow. Okay,
That should be exciting.
that's gonna be a good race, boys.
I mean, we have brought ourselves down to the top 16 for the next round, so I mean, like, there's gonna be nothing but extremely good runners from here on
Yeah,
out.
it's true. I don't think there's anyone left in this tournament who somehow just kind of squeaked through. So yeah, good luck. And we have stalled enough time that I think that these guys in chat can stick around for 5 minutes to watch Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer. But good luck, everyone, in your thins. Peace out.
Thanks
ya.
for watching.
Take care.